Hey, welcome back to my channel. So I just uploaded a video where I break down the legal situation currently happening with Kendra and Joe. In this video, I want to focus more on the human side of what's going on behind the scenes, because I've had the opportunity to speak with people connected to the family, sources outside the family, and even people within those inner circles, and I've got some insight to share with you, okay? So there's been a huge reaction behind the scenes. Like I mentioned before, people are genuinely shocked because no one expected this to involve Joseph, right? Everyone was saying, no, it can't be Joseph. That's just not who he is.
That's not how he ever presented himself. He always came across as laid back, kind, and easygoing. Just overall a nice guy. And then suddenly, the reaction shifted to, poor Kendra. Oh my God, what's happening to Kendra? We need to support her. And if you remember, Jessa released a statement yesterday saying, our family is going to come together around Kendra, and we're going to support her and the kids, right? So they followed the exact same playbook they used before with Josh. First, it was, we're going to support Anna, and now it's, we're going to support Kendra. But something changed, you guys, because Jessa ended up taking that statement down. It was on her Instagram, but she deleted it before 24 hours had passed after realizing the weight of what she had said. I spoke to someone about this, and the concern was that those initial reactions came before anyone had the full picture. The assumption was that she didn't know anything and needed protection. But that same approach they've used for years, where the woman is automatically protected, is not going to work this time.
And right now, they don't know how to adjust or respond, which is creating panic and chaos within the inner circle. What's happening internally is this. For years, they were able to control the narrative. They never had to deal with a hands-on offense involving an adult. It was always framed as Josh being a minor or his case being hands-off. This situation is different. It's a hands-on offense. And because of that, they can't control the narrative like they used to. They also can't stop the legal process now, especially after Joseph's confession. So what they're trying to do is push him to walk back what he said and deny it. That's the current interference happening within their circles. People are saying things like, that's not really how it happened, Joseph. We need to talk to you. At the same time, Josh Duggar's attorney is putting out statements suggesting these are false allegations, telling Joseph to remember the truth. And all of this is reportedly coming from Jim Bob Duggar. I've also heard that Jim Bob is actively trying to find Joseph an attorney, scrambling to fix the situation after that confession. That confession has created a ripple effect, a massive wave that's now putting the entire family under a microscope. It's threatening to completely unravel everything. And that's where things stand right now. They're in survival mode.
The narrative they maintained for years, that this was just one curious teenager, is gone. This is a much bigger issue than they ever let on. Much bigger. There's been a major cover-up, and now it can't be ignored anymore, legally or publicly. From a public image standpoint, they sold the idea that Josh was the only problem, the one bad apple. And as long as that story held, they didn't have to address deeper issues within the family, the church, or the IBLP. They could just brush it off as something that happens in any family. But now, with multiple individuals involved, that narrative falls apart. Now you're seeing concern not just from the outside world, which already didn't have a favorable view of the Duggars, but from within their own community. Neighbors are starting to ask, what's really going on here?
Years of covering things up have finally come to the surface. Kendra being charged has shattered the illusion. They can't just rally behind her as the innocent wife anymore. They can't stop law enforcement. And behind the scenes, there's panic. Someone I spoke to described the situation as involving mental health issues being projected onto the kids by Jim Bob Duggar. They described him as a malignant narcissist, saying his mental health is unstable. And in order to maintain his image, he uses tactics like gaslighting, deflection, projection, and blaming others. Right now, he's already trying to shift blame, saying Jill is the problem, which doesn't make sense. They're saying it's Jill's fault because she profits from speaking out, or Amy's fault for the same reason.
Honestly, it's unbelievable. Another major concern is how law enforcement will handle this case, given its high-profile nature and the involvement of children. The goal is to protect the process from interference. There are ongoing concerns, again not confirmed by law enforcement but widely discussed, that Jim Bob may attempt to influence or obstruct the legal process. These are similar patterns seen during Josh's case. Josh is reportedly using his attorney to relay messages to Joseph, essentially urging him to stick to the family narrative and protect their secrets. The concern here is that Josh is more manipulative and experienced, while Joseph is more naive and less educated. Josh has a GED, Joseph does not. Joseph is also one of the middle kids, part of what some call the Lost Boys group. Even though he's the third son, he's one of many children, and by that time, Michelle was already overwhelmed.
Because of that, he didn't receive the same attention or education as Josh. That lack of awareness and life experience is worrying because people believe it could lead to more information coming out, potentially exposing deeper issues within the family. There's also concern about custody situations. If the children are removed from Duggar custody, there's a fear they may reveal details about what they've seen, not just in their immediate family, but extended family as well. That's a major loss of control for the Duggars because they won't have a say in where the children go. Any placement would require safety checks, adequate housing, proper conditions, and meeting legal standards, which reportedly may not be met at the main Duggar home. Regarding the locks on doors, something many of you asked about, in Arkansas, having a lock doesn't automatically result in charges. In some cases, if parents cooperate, take parenting classes, and work with authorities, they may avoid charges. So the issue with Kendra isn't just about what was found, but also about cooperation and whether actions are taken in the best interest of the children. That's the key factor here. So no, a lock alone doesn't automatically lead to these charges. All of this is creating a ripple effect. People who were close to the family, who believed for years that Josh was the only issue, are now feeling shocked, confused, and even sick. They're realizing how much they were misled. Friends are now questioning everything. If they lied about this, what else have they lied about? Even within the family, especially among the daughters, the truth is starting to break down the narrative they were told, that it was just one isolated situation. They were repeatedly told it was just a curious teen. Now, seeing similar patterns, they're starting to question everything, and that's causing serious tension. On a larger scale, this is damaging the Duggar brand significantly. Until very recently, Counting On was still available on platforms like Discovery Plus and HBO Max, but now it's been removed from those platforms and reportedly from others as well. At this point, it's mostly only available on YouTube. This mirrors what happened with 19 Kids and Counting after Josh's scandal. Those episodes were also removed. Now, TLC appears to be distancing itself again. This creates another issue. Media outlets can no longer easily access past footage. And it also shows that the Duggars have lost their last major platform. There's no comeback here, no reboot. It's over. At the same time, the media is starting to shift its tone. The same outlets that once promoted the family are now questioning their role in supporting them. Why did they continue to platform them after everything? Why didn't Jill's book change anything? Didn't it reveal NDAs and control over the daughter's earnings? And yet, the media kept promoting them. Now, people are questioning whether that should continue at all, because the system that kept them relevant, mainly social media, is now being seen in a very different light. More and more people are realizing this isn't just one isolated issue. And like I've said before, this is just the beginning. Someone close to the family even told me this is only the tip of the iceberg. There have now been 4 arrests within the same family.
4. That pattern cannot be ignored. A family centered around children with repeated issues involving children is a serious concern. And right now, Jim Bob is panicking because he's losing control of the narrative. So if you're expecting a downfall, just be ready. It's coming. I'll keep you updated every step of the way. Just stay grounded in facts and don't get misled by the propaganda that's likely to come out. Ignore the distractions. What matters is that the truth comes out. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss anything. Thanks so much for watching.